Thank you. Thank you very much, Greg. And again, thank you very much to the ARC organising committee for inviting me here. Cape Town is certainly one of my favourite cities in the world. It's truly stunning. Before I start my presentation, just want to point out that although I am contracted by CNN to present their horse racing and equestrian coverage, I'm not employed by CNN. I'm a freelance journalist, and I work for other broadcasters covering other sports as well. But in this presentation, I'm going to focus on CNN Winning Post, and it'll be very much my personal comments. There are some slides later on from CNN commercial, and they'll be pretty obvious. But I've been presenting Winning Post for exactly 4 years. I came to Cape Town on my honeymoon in January 2016 and ended up staying and presenting the first ever, my first ever Winning Post for February 2016. Before me, Francesca Comani was the host. Then it was a 15-minute show, and then when I took over, it went to a half-an-hour show. It's broadcast on CNN International, so that's the worldwide CNN channel, not CNN Domestic, which is the CNN strictly in North America. It is also repackaged as Al Galope, which is broadcast on CNN en Español. And here's a little flavour of what the programme's about. In Newmarket to here in Dubai, ahead of the world's richest horse race, the Dubai World Cup.
Ready to run, takes it back.
Well, if you want to find out more about what it takes to become a top jockey or just work in the industry, then go to cnn.com. Behind the scenes with Aidan O'Brien's team as he prepares his 3 horses for the big race.
It's all about the team, and like, we really appreciate everyone's hard work, and that's what it is.
So we made this race here so everybody can come and compete with each other, so we know what's the best horse at that year.
The 3 main elements, that is horse racing, royalty and fashion, were all in place from that first meeting in August 1711.
Cold, dark, wet mornings heading into winter, you'd often get up and just say why. You used to pick yourself up and dust yourself off and go out because you owe it to the owner and trainer you're going out for in the next race to be at your best.
First 3 home, I don't think it was ever done before. It'll take some doing again, but that's why we get up in the mornings.
This is completely mad. These guys have been sleeping here all night for this moment. Complete hysteria. I've never seen anything like it. So it's outside leg. Yeah. I'm just going to concentrate on staying upright and yeah, hopefully come back in one piece.
Careering away with 100. And they're into the track.
So that's CNN Winning Post in 2 minutes. The show is in association with Longines. It's a sponsored programme. It's what we term branded content on CNN International. It's a big part of the channel. CNN have complete editorial control about what goes in each programme, but Longines do have input into which races we cover. And over the 4 years that I've been presenting, these are the races. You can see not all, but most definitely quite a few of the big meetings covered, along with more unique meetings, the likes of White Turf and Laytown beach races in Ireland. Now, in June 2019, 6 months ago, the show has taken on a different direction. It's been remodeled, and there's now a bigger emphasis on style and travel. Celebrities and VIP race day fashion have become a bigger focus. It's now called, not CNN Winning Post, it's CNN Winning Post, An Elegant Life.
Celebrate the racing season in style with CNN. Join us every month for Winning Post, An Elegant Life, as style and sport unite at the most prestigious races in the world. Winning Post, An Elegant Life, Saturday on CNN.
So the focus has changed a little bit in the last 6 months, and I'll come to the significance of this in just a moment. Moving on then, so what is the content that we create? How do we incorporate racing, lifestyle and travel? The focus for the programme goes beyond standard race day broadcasts. We're trying to open up the sport to new audiences and give them something different, whilst also trying to appeal to racing fans. Starting with the top one then, celebrities and VIPs. We try and get interviews with them at each event. For example, at the Barnstable Brown Gala on the eve of the Kentucky Derby. I don't know if you've been to that, anyone, but there are plenty of famous actors, sportsmen who attend that party. Longines ambassadors, we're very lucky to be able to get access to them at plenty of the race meetings we cover. Or for this example here, this is exclusive access to the likes of Raymond Blanc at Royal Ascot.
In association with Longines.
Royal Ascot is all about finery, and you'd be hard-pushed to find a finer dining experience than on the top floor of the grandstand, where Raymond Blanc presides over the panoramic restaurants.
So Raymond, guests coming to your restaurant, what can they expect?
Really special food. All the food is fresh, is organic. You have here a beautiful little tartare of salmon with pickled vegetables with loads of caviar on the top of the tartare. Here you have, oh God, I die for. I get very emotional when I see that dessert. And I love my food and to give it to my guests, okay? It's the first day, so it's going to be a feast. It's going to be fun, it's going to be joyful. And of course, we have the Queen coming today. It's going to be very special.
Winning Post, an elegant life in association with Longines.
So it's content like that which really aiming to attract a broader audience. Horse culture, whenever we're filming, we try and incorporate some of that particular country's horse culture. There are so many nations out there where horses, and I'm not talking about racehorses, are so integral to everyday life. For example, riding in the Andes with the Chilean huasos, riding racehorses on the beach here in Cape Town and over in Australia where Gay Waterhouse, she actually swims her racehorses. I did some yabasami, I hope I've pronounced that correctly, in Japan, which is horseback archery, or this, which is polo.
That Uruguay was built on horseback, and in 2017 I rode out with the Gauchos to discover why. 2 years on and I've returned to delve deeper into the country's innate love of equestrian pursuits, and that means trying my hand at one of South America's beloved sports, polo.
You should take these two rings like this, with the two fingers. So from there you go right and you go left. When you want to stop, you stop it, and when you want to go far, you help it a little bit.
And what about the all-important swing and trying to hit a ball?
When you get to the ball, you go up a little bit, you open your arm,
okay,
like this, and stay like this. No.
That wasn't so bad. Wait, that was better.
Winning Post, in association with Longines.
So what we're doing there then is also trying to tap into the equestrian lovers, equestrian fans, by broadening out horse sports. It's not just about race horses. It also allows cross-promotion. So that feature there, when in the Polo Times, they said, your horse racing program coming to Uruguay, and we're learning some polo. So it's about being able to cross-promote and broadening the audience. Also, we try and incorporate travel into the programs, help showcase the different destinations we're going to. That could be, for example, filming the bullet train trip between Seoul and Busan when we were filming in South Korea, or simply filming a shopping trip in Paris ahead of the Prix de Diane and filming a taxi journey past famous Parisian sites. It's a great way to show off the fantastic destinations that these top race meetings are held in. These racecourses are in some of the most visited cities, and it really adds a tourist and travel element. This is a driving sequence from LA.
In association with Longines.
For an equestrian lover like myself, visiting Hollywood for the first time, what better way to explore the treats of Tinseltown than in an American classic with impressive horsepower?
I'm channeling my inner Grace Kelly, who epitomized vintage movie glamour when she was behind the wheel of a convertible in the 50s thriller To Catch a Thief. My partner in crime is a car that is no stranger to Hollywood fame. The Ford Mustang has been in more than 500 movies, from favourites like James Bond's Goldfinger to more recent films such as Gone in 60 Seconds.
So when heading to the races in Los Angeles, why not hire a thoroughbred?
And finally, showing racing personalities in different environments. So, for example, taking Winx's Connections on a tour of the London sites when they were there last January. We went and ate a Mike Smith steak with Mike Smith in his favourite Derby restaurant in LA. Got to play golf with Christophe Soumillon. Went and took Zach Purton for a suit fitting with the owner of Beauty Generation before winning the Hong Kong international races. Or, for example, making sushi with Frankie Dettori in Japan.
Stars than any other city, and with sushi topping the menu, I'm attempting to master the art of making it alongside legendary jockey Frankie Dettori. He's back in town looking for a fourth victory in this 39th edition of the Japan Cup.
I haven't been here since 2011, so it's nice to come back, and plus the fact that I'm a big lover of Japanese food, so I'm in like a kid in a toy shop.
So you're salivating at all that raw fish?
Yes. You know, it's high in protein and it's quite good for our diet. And apart from the sumo wrestlers, if you see the Japanese people are very skinny, so it works. Can you ask the chef out of 10 what I get? 6. 7. 6. 9.
9. Okay, and
8.5.
Winning Post, an elegant life in association with Longines.
So again, we're just trying to broaden the, I guess we're trying to tap into different audiences and taking racing stars away from the race course helps them get more personality and give audiences something different, whilst it also, though, appeals to the existing racing fans. These features, though, also make fantastic digital content, which also helps connect horse racing with existing and new audiences. We create articles, these videos go up online, the programs go up online, we do Instagram stories, all the usual social media. So that is Winning Post, An Elegant Life. But who's the audience? Who's watching it on CNN? And are they already racing and equestrian fans? The next few slides then have been prepared by CNN, and the data collected in this is from an independent market research company, Global Web Index. It's from second quarter in 2019, and it's adults aged between 16 and 64, and the reach is ascertained by a global survey which asked participants which news brands they watched, read, or engaged with. And as you can see, 39% of adults in the world every month engage with CNN. The brand obviously has a massive reach. And this is for CNN International, CNN in Espanol, of course, CNN Arabic on digital platforms. Such is the power of the brand, though, for CNN. We generally have no trouble getting interviews with the sport's big players. Bob Baffert, Mike Smith, Yutaki Taki, Frankie Dettori, they're always keen to talk to us, which is great. It gives us more access than perhaps other broadcasters can achieve. CNN around the world. Interestingly, Middle East and Africa, 53% of adults in that region engage with CNN. That's the highest percentage, but yet in Asia, 318.7 million people engage with CNN, so two huge audiences. Who's watching CNN? Here's the audience profile. No surprise, relatively affluent, well-educated audience. You can see business decision makers, 40%. 76% of CNN audiences own a car. But what is a bit more surprising about this slide is that the average age, 25 to 34. How many of CNN's audience, how many of them like racing? Of the worldwide adult market of CNN viewers, 85.8 million of them have some interest in equestrian or horse riding, 13% of the CNN viewers. CNN viewers are 31% more likely than average to take part or follow equestrian. And you can see some of the figures down there, 41.4 million viewers. The CNN viewers watch equestrian or horse racing on television. So CNN aren't just tapping into the affluent business travel sector. There's also strong indication that CNN viewers go racing or have some interest in horses. Moving on to the digital audience, which I guess is a bit easier to measure. The Winning Post website, which is cnn.com/sport/horse racing, these are the countries that it mostly hits. You can see US, UK, India are the top 3. Stories on the Winning Post website that do well. On the right, you can see Ireland's best hotels and vacation, Royal Ascot 2019. This is quite interesting. I'm going to expand on this. And these are the top 10 stories on Winning Post website. Have a look at them. Number 1, the world's most beautiful racecourses. So essentially, it's timeless, glamorous, or luxury content that does really well on CNN. And interestingly, then, when the program switched to the Elegant Life format in June, it's actually helped CNN hugely. It's meant that CNN Travel and CNN Style, which have huge audiences on CNN.com, could then help contribute to racing. There's a lot of crossover. These stories aren't just on the racing website, they're also on CNN Style website. And that cross-promotion has hugely helped the audience come to horse racing. There's far broader, far more people tapping into the horse racing section than before because of that cross-promotion through travel and style. It gives the sport greater prominence and, of course, helps attract new fans. So my key thoughts on what we're hoping to achieve, fan engagement. I believe that TV always has been and will be the most powerful way of engaging with fans, whether it's television as we traditionally know it, or on the phone or on a tablet. In the UK, we're very fortunate. We have nearly 100 days of horse racing coverage on terrestrial television. There's 2 dedicated racing channels. But we don't take that for granted. We all, as a global sport, need to ensure that horse racing is prominent on these editors' agendas. I believe we have such a diverse sport. What other sport in the world can have so many different aspects to attract fans? For me, you can ask yourself, what is it about horse racing? Why do we love this sport so much? For me personally, why do I love racing? It's the top 2 here. It's the sport. The fastest, the fittest, the best horse wins the race. It's raw sport, sport at its purest. That's what I love about it. And also the horses, the beauty of the horses, these equine athletes. You stand in the paddock ahead of the Breeders' Cup Classic and you see the horses walking around and they are so stunning. They're beautiful. It gives you goosebumps. That's what made me attracted to racing. So you ask yourself now, what is it? Is it the fashion, the style? That's a huge part. Betting, of course, that's a massive part to racing. Food and drink, we've seen fine dining at race courses. The unique atmosphere. Every time I go racing in a different jurisdiction, I discover that there's something very unique and very special about each country, and I think we should be proud of that, celebrate. It's very different coming racing in South Africa than it is racing in Europe. Let's celebrate that and project the fact that this is a truly global sport. Personally speaking, I hope on Winning Post we showcase just how beautiful the countries are. And with the CNN audience, which tend to be well-traveled, we're reaching out to new viewers and helping to attract them to the sport that we love. I'm fortunate that CNN can offer me fantastic access, which enables the program to uncover the behind-the-scenes stories, the human interest angles, the personalities, the fashion, the travel, the food, the drink, the stable stuff. The list goes on, but I think what I'm trying to say is that the sport is so diverse. There are so many reasons that we can celebrate and attract fans, and we need to appeal to the existing fans whilst, of course, trying to attract new ones. And I'm hoping that these are some of the ways in which we can keep racing prominent on the media's agendas. Thank you very much.